Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing? Happy 4th of July. Independence Day. Independence from who? Well, the British monarchy. Which is exactly why I've always been curious on the British perspective on America's Independence Day. Genuinely curious. Do you guys even think about it? Do you care about the subject? Is it like, oh, those damn Americans, like, I wish they hadn't done that? Or is it just like, good riddance? Or is it like, who cares? I don't know. Which is why I really look forward to reacting to this video by Lost in the Pond. The British perspective on America's Independence Day. Perfect. I also don't know how to title this because I don't know if you guys call it Independence Day or like if you're referring to America's Independence Day, would you call it the 4th of July or Independence Day? Because over here in America, everybody calls it the 4th of July. I'm pretty sure 30% of them don't even know it is Independence Day. Let's do it.
United States of America. Hello, and happy birthday
Hello.
weekend to the United States of America, who I must confess doesn't look a day over 200. I wish I could say the same about myself, but
By the way, you need to check out this guy's channel. If you don't know this guy's channel, Lost in the Pond. He has all sorts of awesome videos about America compared to Britain, stuff like that. They're excellent. This one's 2 years old.
we've reached that time of year again, haven't we? That time of year that I've celebrated every year for the past 15 years. And that time of year is the 4th of July celebrations here in the United States. And as a British person, that can be a little bit weird because for those
That is funny.
of you who don't know, and that's probably only about 10% of my viewers, America gained its independence from we, the British. And I didn't really know that or have a deep concept of that before moving to the United States.
Wow. That right there is a very interesting telling statement right there. He didn't even know that? Oh my God. I mean, he said he's been in America for 15 years, so I mean, he was not, he wasn't a baby when he moved to America. He was an adult. Wow. That's fascinating.
Didn't really
Is that really how little it's taught in Britain? Fair enough.
know that or have a deep concept of that before moving to the United States. And the reason for that is they didn't really teach us about that in school. I don't know why. I think we learned about all of the victories, the good wars. And after I moved, it became apparent that next summer that, oh, you kicked our asses. Although you used a word similar to that I can't necessarily repeat right now because I might get demonetized. And while we're on the subject of you, if you've not had a chance yet to subscribe to this channel, do that now. And how did I
Go subscribe to his channel.
find this out? Through several uncles of my American wife's who just thought it'd be funny on the 4th of July to say, ha! How does it feel to know that your grandfather surrendered at Yorktown? No, wait, that's 3-year Letterman. How does it feel to know that you lost and we became the richest nation on the planet? I think I just sort of nodded and went, oh yeah, this is adorable. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, I wasn't even alive in 1776.
True. And nowadays we're best friends, so it's, well, at least we used to be. I don't know. Hopefully we still are. No hard feelings about anything, right? So, it's very interesting. That's why I'm always so curious about it.
And it seems that us Brits and us Americans have this special relationship now. I think we can let bygones be bygones, but I think they still think they've won.
That's an interesting, in all my honesty, I don't think Americans really look at it like that exactly. Like, I don't think they're like, oh, we beat the damn British. Like, kind of humorously, like he said, you might say that to a British person, especially if you're drunk or something. But it's in jest, like, I don't think Americans really deeply think about it like that. I don't know, it's kind of hard to articulate exactly what I even mean, but Americans love Britain. I guess that's what I mean. They don't think about it like, oh, you guys are the losers and we're the winners.
The uncles, not America. America did win. America won the War of Independence. These uncles, I think they go home every 4th of July and think, yes, I downed 3 beers, had a plate of chicken wings, and put that Brit in his place. And do you know what? Whatever.
It's possible there are. Am I saying there are 0 Americans like that? No. I believe that is possible. Yeah.
Because those same...
And it's probably, the only accomplishment they had in life was playing football on the high school football team, and then also being like, hey, we beat the British. That's their 2 accomplishments.
uncles love the Beatles. We invaded you
I love the Beatles.
in the 60s, and you all lapped it up like it was some kind of ice cream. So in many ways,
True, and it was still to this day the best invasion of all time. Like, thank you.
being British on the 4th of July is at least a little bit predictable, much like the parades that I attend each year in central Indiana, where myself and a number of Hoosiers park our chairs by the side of the road, and no prizes for guessing who gets
That's crazy he lives in Indiana.
sunburned
I need to find this guy.
the quickest. Now that's partly because I'm the one and
Actually, that sounded weird, huh? I'm not going to stalk him or anything, but that's funny.
no prizes for guessing who gets sunburned the quickest. Now that's partly because I'm the one who's usually pushed out of the awning by my wife's cousin Chad, but it's also because I'm British. And I think subconsciously my wife's cousin Chad is thinking that when he gives me that slight nudge. I don't think it's even subconscious. I think he's doing it on purpose. And then, of course, the victors like to remind me of my place in all of this by putting up lots of American flags. Please excuse this. This was my producer's idea. We don't have a flagpole, and we are decorating in the studio at the minute.
That's I don't know. That seems kind of blasphemous to me. What the hell is that? No, I'm just kidding. I actually respect that.
But at my first celebration, I thought, ooh, I could inject a little bit of banter into the proceedings. So I brought my own, and it was hilarious until Chainsaw Jim saw it. And I haven't brought it since, because Chainsaw Jim is the sort of uncle who has 1776 written on the side of his toolbox. You don't mess with that toolbox, is what I've learned. And so now, after 15 years, I've learned to treat the day with the respect that it deserves. After all, they do have a saying here, the 4th of July.
Reading the Federalist Papers, which were the... Oh, man, I wonder what you guys are taught and aren't taught. Probably not. I mean, obviously you don't know what the Federalist Papers are unless you're kind of a history buff about America. But they're the papers that some of the founders wrote that were op-eds in newspapers to convince the Republic to be in favor of the Constitution.
The day with the respect that it deserves. After all, they do have a saying here, the 4th of July is as American as apple pie. So long as you remember that apple pie originated in England and the 4th of July is
Did it really?
written in the UK date format.
And actually,
That's true.
in an unexpected
It's the one day we say in that order, 4th of July. Kind of ironic.
turn of events, this now feels more appropriate than anybody ever anticipated. Imagine for a moment you could travel back in time. You set the time circuits on and head back to Independence Hall, July the 4th, 1776. Actually, some point in August, but people aren't ready for that conversation. The founding fathers are there, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, the other ones. They've just signed one of the most important documents in US history, the Declaration of Independence. As they banter back and forth about who has the trendiest pocket watch, you pluck up the courage to stand before them, shoulders pinned back, chest thrust forward as you declare, "All right, lads, you'll never believe what I read on Twitter this morning," but in an American accent. Rightly, nobody understands a single word
Good on this guy for keeping his British accent, living in freaking Indiana for 15 years.
you just said, except for Benjamin Franklin, who secretly invented Twitter without telling anyone. You continue, "You'll be thrilled to know
Like he invented everything else.
that in the year 2023, people will still celebrate our independence from the British, including, and I hope you're sitting down for this, the British." It's true, as we speak, several establishments across London are enticing customers with Independence Day celebrations.
No way.
This seems particularly prominent among the English capital's whiskey bars, who are looking to recreate the kind of experience I once found in Kentucky and Tennessee. And at first glance, one winery appeared to misspell independence as the plural form of independent. But upon further reading, I discovered that the establishment, Divine Cellars, did it on purpose to celebrate independent winemakers. And while it remains baffling as to why this event is being held on July the 5th, it's good to see that the pun still never sets on the British Empire.
That said, people
What? What? So there's really pubs in Britain celebrating Independence Day for what? American tourists?
People who know my channel intimately will know that I'm about to embark on my first ever 4th of July as a United States citizen. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Lawrence, you can't mark this momentous occasion by wearing a black shirt, which will attract heat from both Chainsaw Jim and the sun. And to that, I deliver unto you Mr. George Washington, wearing cool shades, chowing down on a hot dog. This is the second time this year you've made me.
Hell
do this.
yeah.
Where are you going? I think that might
That's pretty much everybody's attire on 4th of July today.
be overkill.
So he fits right in.
Right. That's it for this
Not even kidding.
episode. I hope America has a fabulous birthday. Go easy on the cake.
Hell yeah.
And whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope
I
that
will not.
you enjoy your
Go easy on the cake, that is.
4th of July celebrations by sharing this stupid little video with all of your friends. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter at Lost in the Pond US, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that I don't have to. And
So you don't have to subscribe to your own channel. Okay. Excellent. That was really good. Did it answer the question, the fundamental question I was looking for, as far as what do British people, how do they feel about the 4th of July? I mean, I guess so. It kind of did in a way that was kind of like, to be honest, we didn't even learn about it. Like, oh, America gained its independence from who? From Canada? Oh, from us, from the Brits. Good for them. They could have just asked us, like Australia did. They didn't have to fight the war. Okay, enough of the accent. Which is kind of like a little bit of an underwhelming thing, you know? I was kind of hoping it would be like, we hate the 4th of July. It is, everybody on that day goes out into the street and spits on an American flag here and says, good riddance, you stupid Yanks. We didn't want you anyway. But no, it's mostly just that you guys basically don't care. Which is kind of poetic. Because Americans really don't think that much about other countries, like history or anything. So, you know, what? Well deserved. I'm a Brit living in Indiana. I don't know where you Brits are. How are there 2 Brits living in Indiana? These got to be the only 2. I've never met one. I work in retail, and on July 4th, I wore a shirt that said, Happy Treason Day, Ungrateful Colonials. The customers loved it, and a couple of people took photos of it. Yeah, see, like, honestly, I could see that being a big hit. Big hit. That is really funny. Okay. That was a great video. Check him out, link down below. Happy 4th of July. Happy Treason Day. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.